Ooh, are you ready for this? This might be a little bit painful.
Hello and welcome. You are gaming with me, Brothgar, and today I am in Loadout closed beta, and they've been so kind as to offer us the ability to upload gameplay videos and whatnot to you.
Yeah, there you have it. First ever Loadout video I made about 2 years ago, a couple weeks, and it'll be 2 years ago. That was back in May 2013. It's been a while, and I think I've gotten a little bit better at that intro and the microphone itself. But the real question is 2 years down the road since the game was in beta, is the game dead? I mean, that's kind of the question that's been thrown around. Some people are saying, oh my gosh, the game's been dead for months. Other people are saying, no, it's not. And it's kind of an interesting topic, so I figure I might as well jump into it because it's something that is plaguing me and my channel and my brain for just weeks on end. I mean, this is one of those topics that you think about and you wonder how in the world you're going to approach it, and you think so much about it that it kills your productivity for the night, and then you try to think of it the next night, and I don't know, it goes over and over again. So the first and foremost thing we could say is how many people are actually playing the game here on Steam. Now, this is for Steam. If you go to Steam charts, you can look up whatever game you want here, and I've looked up Loadout, and as you can see, yes, there is some negative gain, shall we say. That's kind of an oxymoron, but hey, let's move into this graph here, and what you get is about 343 people worldwide playing per hour through Steam. Now, this game was released prior, I think, well, not necessarily prior, but it was released off of Steam, which is the Steam client that you can play on, but most people are on Steam. At any rate, the whole idea here is that, yeah, there are still people that are playing the game, so if you were to go online, you probably could find a match here and team up with them. If you look out over the last couple of months, over the last 3 months, you do see that number continually drop off, and that's kind of the thing that we've been faced with as far as the PC client goes. Well, a lot of us were promised that the content was going to be updated, and then they were like, hey, let's push it onto the PlayStation 4, and quite frankly, a lot of the work that went into the PC and what we did on the beta and all that kind of stuff just fell away. And there were some other things that happened, but we'll talk about that here later on in the episode. So, yes, there are still people playing the game. I will admit, though, that it is definitely sick, and it is, you know, there's not a lot. But if there's anything that my videos here have done, it has definitely been to make Noob Broth almost a household name when it comes to just the laser guided pulse thing. I mean, just over the last few months here, these are all the people that have commented with Noob Broth. It's just all over the place. Noob Broth, Noob Broth, Noob Broth, Noob. Just one of many guns that were covered on my channel. Hundreds and hundreds of recommendations. I mean, this list over here, this list goes back just in last year alone. And there's like an extra 100 of them right now. Just 100 constant recommendations. So what's this mean for this episode? Well, it means I'm going to be covering Noob Broth yet again. Oh boy. Yep, you've seen it a few times, but today I'm going to be doing some interesting stuff with it. So let's head on into the game, and let me show you what I got. Alright, so here we are in Loadout version 4.1. They recently updated the game, but they didn't really add all that content that we kind of thought we were going to get. What they did is a weapon balance that was kind of implemented by people who play the game a lot, and then recommended it to the people over at Edge of Reality, and they implemented it. So that's pretty cool to see that some community feedback can actually go into the game that way, and that's pretty cool. Maybe a little bit more of that should have gone into Loadout 5.0, but we'll get there. At any rate, the weapon crafting is going to be Noob Broth here, and for those of you who still do not know what this is, improved Gatling, laser guidance, all this high-capacity Tesla, it's what's on the screen, and this is a gun that is probably kicked around way too much. At any rate, let's just show you what's going on here. I think it's best paired with the turret, and in the recent patch here, I think they extended the range of this laser guidance thing to a point where it's almost ridiculous. This used to be sniper barrel range and sniper scope range way back here, but now you can reach out and touch it with the laser guidance system, so not only is it going to track moving targets, but it's also going to hit them, and with all of this DPS and all of that capacity, it's hilarious. And I'm going to use it against bots, and that's one of the other things that have been recently brought back to the game again as far as Loadout goes, as it's been around for a couple of years now. They have come and gone. You can play again with bots. It might be because you might not be able to play with real players online, or you're just kind of tired of playing with the people who constantly still play the game, who are way too good. Because sometimes you have in this game now, since it's been around for so long, you have the hardcore players that are constantly playing the game, and they get paired up with people who have just decided to download the game, and oh my, it is not balanced at all, and it's just a kill fest. At any rate, though, that's what's up right there. So for those of you who want to play against bots, or previously that's all you ever played with, it's back. And that's a pretty cool thing, because I know some people that really only played against the bots, and that's what they enjoyed. And it's kind of fun to see just how many bots you can kill. So let's go slay some bots. I'm going to be running with New Broth here in the Tesla configuration and the Pyro configuration, just to start them on fire and then let the turret eat them up, because when you do that combination sort of thing, you get extra damage boost. And that's a good way to go. Alright, so we're playing some Blitz on Spires. Here we go. And as you can tell, I'm playing with people. So there you go. That kind of answers that question right there, doesn't it? No, the game is obviously not dead if you're still playing with people. Although we're only going against bots here, so... Up. You're almost going to do something. You're almost going to do something. And you're dead. Ah, here we go. Let's place up the turret, shall we? See if it works. Kill him. Go for it, turret. Yeah. Oh, it's a thing, isn't it? It's a thing. Burn down. Alright, so I guess the question was, is the game dead? And the answer is, well, I mean, as you can see, you're still playing with people. And this is a very casual way of playing against bots. And we'll just slay them down and look for some health packs if we can find some. Because the idea here now is, now that you're playing against bots, is you want to get the biggest kill streak possible. You don't care about points. It's all about how many bots you can kill. And it's a thing. It's a thing. But when we go and we look back at the history here of Loadout, what is it that kind of has brought the PC down? It's kind of an interesting topic, a little bit tough as far as just covering that sort of thing. Whoa, there's people behind me. Oh, hey, why don't you heal me? Well, recently, in the last year, we were introduced to Loadout 5.0 as the beta testers for the game. Now, it was pretty controversial because everybody was kind of thinking that everybody's going to lose their stuff and then we're going to start from zero again. And then they're like, oh no, we're going to give you something. Never really figured out what they were going to give us besides like little foil hats or something, which... Has anybody seen foil hats? No. And so there was some outcry, and I don't know, that led to them not implementing it at the same time of probably it being more difficult to push on the PS4 than what they had previously expected. It's kind of hard to know what all the details are. We got a lot of, I want to say excuses on the forums from them, but apparently it just didn't work out to the point where PC could be updated to the same state where the PlayStation is. Oh, I finally died. That's unfortunate. So that's kind of left us in this world of a mutt of a game where one game client on the PC is different than what it is on the PlayStation 4. Now, there was definitely some things on the PlayStation 4 I did not like, as far as having to pick up everything. That was kind of lame. I don't like that. I mean, that's something that they had back in the beta when the game first came out. And then we did away with it because we thought it wasn't a good idea, but then they brought it back. And then we still thought it wasn't a good idea, but it got released that way. But the thing is, the game, in many ways, the PC players kind of feel like they got used. And I would agree with them. Yeah, you kind of got used. I wouldn't actually deny that at all. As far as, hey, we'll prove this game for you, and then you could release it to the PlayStation and not care about the PC players anymore. I mean, obviously, it's a financial thing, and you got to run a business and make the bottom line and then lay off a lot of the people that you had hired to your company, which is a really unfortunate thing for them because you don't want to see that ever happen. So the point is, there were some difficulties that went on, and it's played out very in the forums a little bit. It's played out in the forums a little bit. But you have to kind of be looking there to get any idea of what's going on. And right now, there's really no word of this magical update that's been rumored for a long time where we're going to get more maps and we're going to get, you know, maybe it's going to be Loadout 5.0. When's that going to be coming out? I've looked at the forums, I've been following them for a couple weeks, and there's really no word of it. So I wouldn't, at this point, I just don't expect it. So is the game dead? Does that make the game dead? No, I think it makes the game that you're currently playing the game that you're going to be playing. I think that's pretty much where it is, as in the development aspect of it is pretty much, it just looks like they've moved on to doing other things that are meant to keep their company going and keep their families fed. Whereas updating, you know, Loadout to the PC version isn't really going to make much of a difference when you really think about how many people are playing the game and what the backlash of that might be, especially if you implement 5.0 where people would have to start over again, because that didn't seem like a good idea. And I think the community understands that wouldn't be the idea. But at the same time, why aren't the other maps that are there? I don't really know. It's one of those things that it's kind of a sore spot in the history of the game. And I think everybody kind of agrees that, but I think they've done a good job of just defending what we have. And, you know, it's been a fun thing to play right now. I mean, I wasn't complaining about the game back before Loadout 5.0 was ever an idea. So, there you go. I don't think it's in a bad state to be left, but I don't think we're ever going to see it move on from here. So what does that mean for me? Well, the interesting thing about this on my channel for a long time now has been, it's almost, how can I say this? It's a bit of a burden. Not a bad burden, because I'm glad to see that people are introduced to this game, because, I mean, when you introduce such a large community as we saw on the PlayStation 4, all these people are just coming into the game for the first time ever. And that makes for, you know, a lot of people that are commenting on my videos or looking at my stuff for the very first time. And at the same time, you get this aging out sort of thing that's going on with the PC player. So it's a real interesting dynamic, and that's where I'm talking about the burden that kind of is showing up. Because how do you service like two different communities at the same time? One who thinks this is a new thing, and the other who thinks this is a dead thing. And how do I view that? Well, I kind of view that as a responsibility that, should I make more videos? Should I not make more videos? Am I making videos for the idea that I'm just going to get views off of it? And that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like my passion for the game has really gone out the window. I haven't really played it for months, I should say, or I haven't played it for a month since the last time I've recorded a video for this. So it's been a month since my last video, and that's how long it's been since I've played the game. I've moved on to other games, and that's a pretty natural process for anybody who's played games. And it does feel like I would just be milking a community just to make more videos out of it. And quite frankly, it's not like I'm milking something that is trying to keep me fed. It just doesn't seem to be any rational reason for that. But does it mean it's completely dead? No, I don't think so. So it's one of those like answers that I can't really say something is completely never going to be done again. At the same time, it's also like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I am actively supporting Loadout, because quite frankly, I'm not. I think it's a cool game, and I played it, and I have a lot of history in it, and if I decide to jump in and play a game every now and then that's what's going to happen. Otherwise, you know, it is what it is, and it's been a good 90 episodes, which is what I've so far been able to see, and that's how long the playlist is. And if it ends up 95 by the time I've died at the end of my life, then I suppose that is the absolute end of Loadout. But yeah, I think that's my definitive answer, is that I am playing the game, but I'm actively trying to develop other things on my channel as far as a YouTube perspective goes. So, there you go. That's my answer. Do you have new broth? Yes, sir. See that? Yes, I do. That's what I'm talking about. So that's my answer. And as you can see here, new broth is kicking butt, as it always has. So let me know what you think on that. It's a tough topic for me to kind of say this is where I'm at with it, but I'm not going to lose any more sleep over it. And I've really enjoyed the game as it is right now. And if I see you in the future in the game, then that'll be cool. Maybe a live stream, maybe not a live stream. But if you bug me about it, probably not, because it'll probably just annoy me. At any rate, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed what has been Loadout and may continue to be Loadout every now and then, but not seriously. So, have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode on whatever game I am covering now, which is I kind of lost my train of thought. It's made everything confusing.